Hands behind you, chest forward, arms up. Bring it back to center. One more time. Now, you may not be warm yet, and you want to keep those hands right next to the hips. That's fine. It's a hip hinge forward, or arms fly up. Come back to center. Good, and face front for me. Feet are nice and wide. Roll the shoulders back, side to side. So my husband is teaching college classes from home, and I'm doing this, and he and I are having the same technical difficulties with the Zoom and with the Wi-Fi, so we have not figured out our fixes yet. Sit into that left, or your right leg, my left. Sit down. Other side, bring it across. You can stay high or low with that extended right leg. If you want to take it down and bring it back up, that's fine. Now we're going to go into a little deeper stretch this side, only if you feel comfortable and you're warmed up for the day. Hands down, option 1. Chest tall, option 2. Lowering all the way to the floor is 3. Bring it to center, other side. Chest tall. Drop the hands if you'd like, or sit into that stretch only if that's a comfortable position for your knees. Bring it back to center. Walk your feet in and roll it up. Good. So I want to stretch, or warm up rather, abdominals and low back a little bit more. I think I have the camera position today where I don't have to do all the open and close with my screen, so hopefully everyone can see me. So drop down to the floor. Hands underneath, or excuse me, elbows underneath your shoulders. Palms open straight ahead of you. And settle into that stretch. Now I can sit like this with my shoulders up here and create more tension, or I can slide my shoulder blades down the back. Palms up. Good. Now we're going to go into a little bit of a press up here. Hands right next to your chest. Press it up. Drop it down. I am actually leaving my belly hanging toward the floor. So normally when we do this, right, we go into a plank. But now I want you to actually let those hips drop toward the floor. Little push up. Drop it down. Good. So we're stretching abs, working back. Good. 2 more. Last one. Press it straight back and bring it forward. Drop it down. Bring it up. You can leave those hips behind. Press it back into child's pose. Bring it forward. Drop it down. 1 more. Up and back. Forward. Hug those ribs with your elbows and down. Nice work. Let's roll over onto our back. Feet flat on the mat. Shoulders back and down. I'm gonna float those arms forward. I'm going without shoes today. If you guys want to slip yours off, that's fine too. Roll the shoulders back and down. We're doing a little half roll down and up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Roll through the spine. Good, bring it up. 2 more. Exhale on that lift, last one. Inhale through the spine. Hold it here for me. March it out with those feet. Now I'm going to start out just my feet moving, my upper body staying fairly stable. I'm going to add that little crunch forward, only if you want to. Good if this bothers your shoulders. Hands down at the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten those legs. Heels together, externally rotate those feet and roll it down. Arms overhead. Peeling that spine off the mat. So this time I'm going to do a little half roll up. I'm going to come up halfway. My shoulder blades clear the mat. In every case, you do not have to have your low back clear the mat, okay? So range of motion 1 and 2. Pick your level. Now zip up that inner thigh. Toes rotated out. Little bit of a roll up halfway and drop it down. Think of your spine as totally mobile. You're removing 1 vertebra at a time, replacing 1 vertebra at a time. Deep breath in, exhale, pelvic floor lifts at the same time as we draw all of our rib cage to center body. Reach overhead. Last one, I'm gonna hold it here, right? Bringing one leg up, and I'm gonna start doing a little bit of a modified 100 right here. Options, feet on the floor, staying low. So you decide here or here. Deep breath in for 5 counts of those hands. Breath out for 5 counts of those hands. One more set, and then I'm gonna switch legs. If you have both feet on the floor, you don't need to worry about that. Lower down, switch legs, roll up. Halfway, little bit higher, or feet on the ground, back is lowered. 3 options, pick the one that works best for you. Breath in through the nose for 5 counts of those hands, out through the mouth. Nice work. One more round, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stretch. Should be nice and warm in the midsection now. So if this overhead stretch is painful, let's bring those arms out to the sides in a T stretch. Good, and we're gonna start grabbing the back of that leg and coming to hands and knees. On hands and knees, hands are under the wrists. Knees are under the shoulders. If you need a wrist break here, let's take it to that fist. I'm gonna extend my left leg. Oh, there's the door. Awesome. It's perfect, perfect length I ended up with here. Now, I'm gonna tap my hand to my knee and reach it out. Tap and reach it out. What you wanna watch for here is a lot of movement, okay, through the hips, through the pelvis. We want to isolate that movement to my hand and leg. And I am reaching like I'm going to opposite walls of my house with those fingers and toes. That's what we want to get long. I don't care how high you go, and we're not going up here. Keeping our spine neutral. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, hold. Little lifts for me, or pulses. 6, 5, 4, squeeze those glutes. 2, 1, and sit back. Warming up that back side of the body. Nice work. So the only thing we're going to use today is our mat, our water bottle, and I'm going to throw this in. I know I got into class late. If you don't have it, there's plenty of options. I'm using my small ball today. You can use a kid's soccer ball, a throw pillow, your pillow, just your regular sleeping pillow folded in half, anything like that. All right, come on back. We're gonna do that other side. Extend the arm and leg out. When I get to here, what I find happening with myself, and I see clients do it, is that my hip opens up to that back wall. Position yourself so both hips are shining straight towards your mat. Reach it out. Find that nice stable position. Tap the knee, reach. If you don't feel as stable in this position or you're new to this movement, then I just want you to hold and come back to center. Hold, back to center. 2 options. Come on. We're gonna do 6 more reps. Reach. 5 more. Exhale, tap that knee. I'm not rounding my back. It's not a tuck. Spine is neutral. Last one right here. Reach it out nice and long. Pulse it. 6. Optional pulse. Hold if you prefer. Check that hip position. It's facing your mat. And rest. Knees wide this time, all the way out to the edges of your mat. Sink back into it. If that bothers your knees, just hover and drop those hands down to the mat. Take a short break. Nice work. Come on back up. All right, so we're going to start on our back. Now that we're warmed up, stretched out a little bit, please keep up with your water today. Just little sips, though, so that it's not sloshing around in your stomach. And then have that ball, throw pillow, regular pillow sitting close by. My feet are About hip width apart right now. I'm gonna roll down. Shoulders back, and now we're just gonna do a little pelvic curl here. So all I'm doing is tilting. Think of your pelvis as a bowl of water. So I can tilt it forward. I can tilt it back. Back is as that belly rises, anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt right here, as my tailbone just barely comes off of that mat. Hands next to your shoulders, or to your hips. Shoulders down. Kind of rocky start today, guys. Thanks for your patience. Okay, let's do that posterior pelvic tilt. And release. My tailbone leaves the mat. And I replace it. Now we're going to just take this up to a little bit of a bridge. Not a full bridge, okay? I'm going to pelvic tilt, lift until I'm at the base of my spine. My spine is still in contact with that mat, and drop it down. So just the sacral area, sacrum, that's coming off the mat. Tailbone, good. And I should be able to feel my low back still attached to that mat. Now we're just going to pulse it right here. Squeeze. It's not a lot of bouncing. I'm hardly moving at all. Squeeze my glutes, release. Squeeze, release. Good. 2 more. Hands right next to your hips. Last one. Now we're going to take it to the spine. So we're starting with our little posterior pelvic tilt. Then peel the spine off the mat one piece at a time. Replace it one piece at a time. Return to your neutral. Pelvic tilt. Peel that spine off the mat. Replace it one at a time. One vertebra at a time, pelvic tilt. So I'm going to do a little anterior tilt here at the front. Posterior tilt at the back, and peel that spine off the mat. Roll it down. So I want you to feel that movement in the pelvis. We're gonna, belly rises, or my rib cage rises a little bit as I press my tailbone into the mat for that anterior tilt, pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt. Tailbone comes off of the floor, roll through the spine. So we're gonna do 3 more, nice and smooth. Posterior tilt to bridge. Roll it down. Think of that spine as a strand of pearls. Roll it up. We're gonna hold this last one up. If you need a break for the hamstrings, hug those knees to chest and then lift those feet toward the sky. Holding it right here. I'm just gonna walk it out. So we start that core engagement with the pelvic floor. So that's that Kegel. But I'm sure more than some of you have practiced. If you have kids. Good, knees in. We should all practice them, but they're especially important after kids and everything stretched out. Knees to chest. Marching it out. If you need to take your butt down to the floor to continue marching, you go ahead. This is a long set. 4, 3. So I'm inhaling, knee to chest. Exhaling, returning to the floor. Last one each side. And roll it down. Knees in. Little stretch for those glutes. Nice work. So we're gonna move, I wanna warm up our spine laterally, side to side. We're gonna do a little movement that adds some spinal twists. So knees are above the hips. Calves are parallel to the floor. Zip up those inner thighs. Bring the toes out. Good. Hands at your side, and I'm just gonna take them my legs side to side, but I'm maintaining that little exterior rotation of my hips. Now bring both feet together, same thing, side to side. As I leave the mat, my low back leaves the mat, my shoulders do not. I'm not rolling here. Opening up that chest. Chest stays facing the sky. So this is how we advance this movement, which we're gonna work on later, is lifting those arms as you tilt side to side, and you don't have to go very far. Good, I'm gonna switch to this end because I'm not sure which way is best for everyone. 2 more. Good, last one. Knees are still at 90 degrees the whole time. All right, now I'm moving from my core. I'm peeling my spine off of the mat this direction. Fingertips behind my head, fist tucked under my chin, imaginary fist. I'm gonna rotate side to side. My elbows touching the floor on this side. I am not bringing my elbow to knee. Chest is open. Imagine bringing your shoulder to knee. Keep those elbows back. I'm stopping at tabletop here. I'm not bringing my knee all the way in. More ab work going on here. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stretch it out. Nice work, arms overhead. Need a quick sip of water. My mouth gets dry while teaching. I missed my microphone. This is a new life challenge. All right, so feet on the floor, knees lined up with those ankles and hips. Roll it back down for me. Now, my arms are coming overhead. If this hurts your shoulders, you start here. Okay, I'm gonna peel my spine off the mat in that little half roll up, just like we did in warm up. I'm going up to tap the top of my knees, rolling it down. I'm gonna show you a second option. But you'll notice that my weight stays back this direction the whole time. I am not gonna sit up and fold forward, because what are my abs doing here? Nothing. So, if I stay back here, and I peel off the mat, abs are working, working, working. And then if I set up higher, they will relax. So we're gonna stop while they're still working and roll it down. Big breath in, lift that pelvic floor. Good. Draw rib cage to center body. Peel that spine off the mat and roll it down. We're going so slow, there is no momentum here. Big breath in, lift off the mat. Option 1, option 2, roll it down. Big breath in. So this is, for some reason, one of the exercises that my clients tend to struggle with when we do core, because everybody thinks bigger is better. So bigger range of motion must be better. So I must need to sit all the way forward. And this is really small range of motion, and it's activating far more of your core. Hold it here. Extend your legs. Point those toes. Option 1 is the hold. Option 2, one leg at a time, rises. Yay, everybody put their cameras on today. I texted and bugged a lot of you last week about that. And lo and behold, you listened to me. All right, now, up, down, up. Come on, navel to spine, lifting that pelvic floor. 3, 2, 1, roll it down and rest. There's a lot going on. On my anterior side of the body. So, arms open, palms facing the ceiling. Feet back into my little bridge position, okay? Option 1, I'm gonna bring my hands behind my head. Option 2, I'm gonna clasp my hands here, place them behind my head. I'm gonna lift and lower, that's it. There's no second option on this one besides those arm positions. Lift, lower, imaginary orange apple fist tucked under your chin so that I'm not going to here and looking at the thighs. Exhale up, inhale down. Arms overhead is more resistance, it's going to be more work. If you feel like you're needing to go like this and swing, place those hands behind the head, go back to that nice controlled crunch. So much going on there that is not going on at all with my momentum. 2 more. Last one. Remember that space between chin and chest. And bring it down. Hands next to your hips. Knees up at tabletop. Arms overhead, or starting perpendicular if that feels better. I'm just gonna roll myself into a tight little ball right here. And then I'm gonna stretch out like someone put me on a stretching machine. Reach overhead, I'm dropping my head. I'm holding my legs. Pulling it back to center, legs out, drop the upper body, lift the upper body, draw those knees to chest. Options, toe tap and up, okay? You decide, reach and lift, tuck it in, nice work. Stretch, 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 stretch. Pull it in, zip up that inner thigh, 1 more. And rest. Oh my goodness, I can feel that all the way from my quads up. Stretch it overhead. If you have pain, again, always with those arms, we lower them down. I want to keep those shoulders from climbing up into the ears. Let's grab back at the leg. Roll it over onto our belly. Good time to grab a sip of water if you need a little sip, but we will be on our stomach, so don't overdo that. I think I spilled more than I drank. All right, so onto our stomach. Let's just stretch out a little bit from what we did, where our elbows go underneath our shoulders, palms up, and slide the shoulder blades down the back. If you want and need a deeper stretch and you're comfortable with that, low back, hands right next to the chest, elbows in, press up, let those hips drop to the floor. If you wanted to take this up even one more notch, you would curl the toes and lift those knees off the floor. Just an option. Sit back when you're doing your own stretching. Good, bring it forward now. It's an all-core workout today with the exception of postural muscles. So I really want to work postural muscles so that all of us, as we're working from home, probably more hours at the computer than we've had in a while, we're not rounding forward and we can remain open. So we have traps, rhomboids, lats, some serratus, all these muscles come into play here. We're going to work on those right now. Bring it down, arms out to the side. 90 degrees like goalposts. Good. Lifting my feet off the floor, knees come off the floor, lift my arms, and drop it down. Up. My friend Juliet does a lot of posture in her Pilates too. If you have not gone to her class, it is awesome, and you will see some of these in there because we both have a passion about maintaining that posture, and she's a chiropractor, so she definitely does. Lift the chest and lower. 2 more. Exhale, lift for me. Now, we're gonna hold the lifted position. I'm gonna credit Juliet with this exercise from last week where I felt it so much. Lift it up. I'm gonna squeeze my shoulder blades together like there's a pencil between those shoulder blades. Drop it down. Up. Drop it down. So if you guys don't like this one, you should email Juliet. Lift, because she gave this to me. Up, down. 3 more, come on. 2 more. Last one. Hands on the floor, press it back to child's pose. Lengthen all of those muscles that run along the spine. Slow your breathing down. All right, we're coming back down. I'm gonna do a little mini YTI series here, okay? So I'm not gonna lift my chest off the floor as much as I was a moment ago. I'm gonna keep my feet on the floor. So, chest down, slide those shoulder blades down your back. Let's come to our T position, arms out to the side. I'm gonna lift, thumbs up, press to the sky, drop it down. Up, down, up, down. Good. You might not get a huge lift. Chest may barely clear that mat, but I want you focused on those muscles on the back side of the body as you lift those thumbs to the sky. Don't let your shoulders climb into your ears. Slide them down. Last one. Pulse it up. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Bring those hands back. Relax for just a moment, or you can do your child's pose too. I'm gonna go to the Y position now. All right, so as my arms, my T, Y, I. There are a lot of people who may not feel comfortable with that I position if you have any type of shoulder impingement or issues. So you're gonna do the Y or the T twice when we get to that I. Let's go down, toes on the floor. My feet are flexed this time. Arms out in my Y. I'm gonna lift my chest, thumbs to the sky. Drop it down, thumbs up, down, up. I want you to focus on the range of motion with the arms, not so much with the upper body. So you can barely clear the floor, but still lift those arms up higher. Squeeze. Remember that pencil between your shoulder blades. Don't let the shoulders creep into your ears. Hold it up, 2, 3, and rest. And we're gonna go right back to our I position. That's the toughest one, arms overhead. Toughest for the shoulders, but toughest in terms of resistance as more weight is going away from the body. So, go to that Y or T position if you don't like the overhead position. If you're joining me for that, thumbs up, Drop your chest. Notice that my ears are still way down from my shoulders are down from my ears. Not scrunched. Slide those shoulders down your back. Flex the feet, toes digging into the floor. Lift, lower. Now here I want you to focus on squeezing your butt at the top. Squeeze. Now bring your knees off the mat. Press into the mat with your toes. Squeeze your butt. Lift. Eyes on that mat. Try not to crane your neck to look at your screen. Hold it up here. Pulse with the arms. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh my goodness. Should feel those all the way down the back. Good. Press back into a child's pose stretch that is comfortable for your knees if you need to modify. Now come on up. I want you to sit facing me for a moment, cross legs or legs out in front. Bring those arms behind you, resting right at the tailbone. Slide your shoulders down. And let's just do a little tiny neck rotation here. Releasing any tension that climbed up into our neck during that last series. 2 more. Last one. Good. And shake it out. All right, so we're going to come down on our side. We're going to do a really long and fun glute series. So we're going to work all sides of our butt, some inner and outer thigh. So I want you to bend that bottom knee 90 degrees. First time, we're just going to come down on our mat and support our head low. And drop that other knee on top. So have both knees at 90 degrees. Really important here, guys, and I know I'm a broken record for those of you who spend Monday at this time with me usually. This is not a helpful way to sit. Driving my ear down to that shoulder, creating all sorts of tension here. So please keep your neck nice and long today. Just resting in your fingertips, nice neutral extension of your spine. So roll that shoulder back and down, elbow pointing back, or you can rest your hand right here in front. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna lift and lower. I'm lifting my knee up, but I'm opening up my hip this time. Open the hip, close, nice job. Open, close, keep that head resting nice and comfortably on your hand. So I want you to pretend here that we pulled the front and back wall together and you are smushed between them, and that will prevent you from rolling back here and lifting with the front of the leg, right? Up, down, up. Support that head nice and low. This is a long series today. Up, down, but we're gonna be in several different positions. As I lift, I exhale, good. Abs pull in, pelvic floor. Now, I'm taking it up to the top, 3, 2, 1, and down. 3, 2, 1, down. Navel to spine, 2, 1, check that hip position, make sure you haven't rolled back, 3, 2, 1. So I'm not opening my hip as much, I'm coming up to where I'm basically parallel to the floor with the leg. 3, 2, 1, and down. Now open and close, up, down. Opening that hip to the extent that you can comfortably do so. Maintaining that 90 degrees at the knee. If you need a break, you take one. You should really be feeling this whole complex right here. Glutes, abductors, that outer thigh, come on. Now, up, 2. Leg is parallel to the floor for our pulses. We're not opening the hip for those. 4, 3, 2. All right, I'm gonna do a bicycle here. I'm bringing my knees into the chest, extending my leg out, sweeping through, pulling it to center. But I'm going slow as if I am pedaling through quicksand. Knee to chest, extend. Use the glutes and the hamstrings to pull it back. That bench is in the way for all of my workouts because I keep forgetting to move it, and then somehow I hit it with my leg or arm and I say I should move that for next time. So if any of you are listening who normally come to my class and have my cell number, please text me a note to do that. Other direction, forward, back, forward. I have some friends on here who will happily send me a text. In, come on, my foot is flexed. Good. In, kick it back. I can't kick it back as far as you can or I will hit the bench. Back. Bring it in. Last two. Last one. And we're just going to drop it down here. This is a very quick little break for this outer thigh, glute medius that wraps around. Very quick little break. Enjoy that. If you want to open up to the back wall and add, stretch through that side body and then bring it back to center. My heels are together this time. We're going to float those feet up off the mat. Lift the top knee and close. A little clam position with feet off the mat today. Up, down, up, down. My mom did this in Jane Fonda, and I did it with her. And I wasn't doing it right at the time, and I could never feel it. And now I definitely feel the difference. Up, down. Come on. Draw the abdominals in. Lift that pelvic floor. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. 3, 2, hang in there. 1, relax that bottom leg, straighten the top one, flex that foot, down and up, down. So my option 1 is this foot is kind of coming toward the front corner of my mat, okay? But my hip does not follow, I'm not rolling forward. Option 2, a little bit more intense, hand in front here, taking that leg out, up, down. So you're out, kind of in that pike position. Oh, goodness. Come on. 4. Keeping that foot parallel to the floor. We're going to drop the toes in a moment. Last one. Drop the toes. Lead with the heel. Up, down, up. Don't roll forward. Keep your hand here. Reminder. 3, 2, 1. Quick rest. We're going to go back and do that last set. We're going to point toes up toward the sky. So, sorry guys. That snuck up on me. All right, so taking foot out here or here again, okay? And this time I was like this, and now I'm going to externally rotate the foot and drop my heel to the ground. What you want to do right away when you get in this position is fold forward. I want you to stop doing that. Place your hand right here. Don't allow that. Stay side lying. Don't roll backwards either. 5, 4, come on, 3, bend your knee if you need to, shorten up the lever, 1, and bring it back to center. All right, so I'm gonna roll on my back and bring that knee across. If you wanna sit up into a child's pose and you take those hips to the right and left, that's perfect too. Really wanna release that glute and outer thigh. And we're gonna go from there into a bridge series, and I'm gonna use my small ball, if you guys have that, or your throw pillow. Okay, we'll get the other side in a bit, and hopefully I'll remember those exercises. I'll remember them, they might be in a different order. All right, slide shoulders down away from your ears. Squeeze on that ball. Okay, here's our pelvic tilt, our posterior pelvic tilt, right? Tailbone comes off the mat and drop it down. That's all I'm doing right now, except this time I'm squeezing on the ball at the same time. So I've added that adductor contraction inside of the legs. Up, down. So what's happening here throughout this movement is I'm squeezing on my ball, lifting pelvic floor, going into my pelvic tilt until my tailbone is off of the floor, and I drop it down. So inhale, exhale, lift the pelvic floor, draw the abdominals together in the center of your body like a piece of elastic that opens and closes. Up, down. Now, hold it up. All I want you to do is squeeze and release. Squeeze on that ball or throw pillow, whatever makeshift item you have. Even if you don't have anything, just bring knees together, squeeze and release. Come on. So my tailbone's still off the mat, but I'm not in a bridge. Come on, 4, squeeze, 3, like you're gonna pop that ball, 2, 1, hold it here. Go back to that little posterior pelvic tilt, but I'm tightening on the ball the whole time. So squeeze on that ball, hold it, tilt, and down. Tilt, and down, good. Remember your pelvis, thinking of it as a water bowl. So I'm tilting up, posterior pelvic tilt, anterior pelvic tilt, ribcage rises just a little bit as I press that tailbone into the ground. Up, down, up. 2 more, come on. Squeeze on that ball, bring it up into a full bridge for me. Full shoulder bridge. The weight is on my shoulders, not my neck. If you want another option here to make it a little more challenging, lift those arms, okay? And you're gonna squeeze on the ball, squeeze the glutes. And if you wanna add the arms, we're gonna do nice, long, kind of a backstroke here, while we're maintaining that core contraction, that stability through our core. So we're not bouncing all over the place here. Come on, squeeze on that ball, lift the pelvic floor. 4 more, 3, breathe, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job, set that ball to the side. Let's just bring those knees in. Good, release glutes, release low back. And then I'm gonna draw my feet towards center for a little inner thigh stretch. If that is too much for you, sit up with those legs out in a V. If this puts any stress on those knees. Little inner thigh stretch. All right, we're bringing it back, right between the knees. Coming back into our, good, feet hip width apart, coming back to the same position, but I'm gonna come all the way up into my bridge this time. Up, shoulder bridge, weight is on my shoulders, not on my neck, right? I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna pull my knees to chest, drop them down, lift it up. The whole time I am pressing on that ball. You should be really, really aware of those inner thighs throughout this whole movement. Remember, your spine moves individual pieces up, individual pieces down, knees in. I'm gonna add on, we're gonna do 5 more. This is the most difficult option. If you wanna try that one, bring it up, down, in, out, in and down, good. So you decide which of these options works for you, whether it's knees to chest and down, or you extend those legs out in a nice long lever, which is making that core work harder to stabilize. Last 2. Don't forget to breathe. Last 1. Good, I did that one backwards. In first, out, and down. Hold it here. If you have tight hamstrings, you can bring those feet out a little farther and hang out here with your feet on the ground, okay? If your hips are particularly tight, you're really gonna feel it when we come up to here. I did mean hamstrings in my hips. So this may not be comfortable for you. You may wanna stay here. Otherwise, hold here. Bring this down between the calves. Squeeze and release. My knees are not coming together, right? I can get my hands in there. Squeeze and release. Squeeze, my knees are not touching. Squeeze. Come on, we're using inner thigh, squeezing those legs together, but my ankles, knees, and hips are staying aligned the whole time. In, out, in, out. Now, we're gonna use that belly, fingertips behind the head, activate the abs, curl up, chin away from the chest, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. 4, come on, curl it up. Now we're adding up, down, up, squeeze. 3, I'm really tightening up on that ball as I curl up. 2, lift. My eyes are up, they are not looking down at my hips. Last 1, in and down. Great job. All right, legs out, arms overhead if that's not painful for you. We're gonna go to that other side outer thigh. Good time to grab water if you need it. And every single time, right down the arm, okay. Down on our side, remember, same lecture here. We bring knees together at 90 degrees here. I'm not gonna sit like this. Even if my screen is higher and I need it, force yourself to keep that spine nice and long. All right, bottom leg is resting. Open up the hip, drop it down, up, down, up, down, good. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Really open up the hip. You should feel outer thigh and glute squeezing. Nice little hip opening. All right, now up, pulse at the top. My knee is parallel to the floor. I'm not gonna open up that knee. Pulse, 2, 3. Check those abs. Make sure you haven't rolled forward or back in that hip. Remember, you're smushed between 2 walls. Place this hand behind to keep the chest open. That helps, all right? Nice work. All right, up, down, up, down. Exhale, inhale, we've added that knee rising toward the sky, opening up the hip. I'm not rolling or opening it up so much that I'm rolling backwards though. Up, down, up, down. Good. 2 more. Oh my goodness, long set. I remember now how long it was. Last one. Pulses parallel to the floor. Taking breaks when you need them. Hips are stacked. Good. Lifting that pelvic floor, drawing rib cage to center body. 3, 2, 1. Quick break. Drop that knee. If you want to open up. Good. Feel free. So we're going to do one more really short set right there, and then we're going to bring our heels together. Coming back to center. Just 5 of them. Up and down. Okay, hips stacked, knee up. 2, good. 1, now pulses at the top. 5, 4, good work. 3, 2, heels together. Up, down, up, feet floating off the floor. See, I'm probably doing them in a different order, but we're gonna do all of them just the same. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Bring those feet off the floor, press the heels together. Resting head nice and neutral. See a couple of you up here. Last one, up and down. Good, relax that bottom leg. Bring this leg out. So I'm gonna operate out here, okay? Unless that's painful, you can always bend your knee. Shorter lever makes it a little bit easier, okay? Or you can bring your leg back to straight out a little bit more, okay? So you decide how far out you go. More resistance out there, right? Your foot is hanging out far away from the body. We have more resistance that way. Hand behind, hand in front, whatever it is. I want you to make sure you check those hips. They're stacked. All right, toe to floor, up, down, lift the heel. You feel that right into the main part of your glutes. Make sure you don't pull forward into your stomach position. Side lying. Good, just check my time, make sure I'm okay. Good, up, down, come on. Toes up, last set. Toes to the sky, up, down, last set of these anyway. We still have to do our bicycles. Up, down, up, 2 more. Oh my goodness. Down, last one. All right, let's give that a quick stretch before we go to our bicycles. And then we already did our clams, since I did those at the end before, so you're done with those. So bicycles is it. All right, nice work. Again, bottom knee is bent, spine is neutral, hips are stacked. We're gonna add some really nice lower ab work in here with this. I'm gonna sweep it forward, take it back, activate those abs, don't roll forward, bring it up from behind and extend in front, come on. Up, out, sweep it back. Using the front of my leg, the hips, the lower abs, back of my body, back to the front. Come on, pedal through nice and smooth. Take it the other direction. Good. Forward. I'm not paying too much attention to this one, whether I'm flexing or pointing my foot. I didn't direct that in the first leg, so both what you're comfortable with. My foot's just kind of neutral. Come on, knees to chest, kick it back. Use your glutes, last one. And rest. So you can come over to here, or you can sit up and sit into that stretch. Whatever you like, but you definitely need to stretch that out before we go on. So this is gonna go to quarter after. Today, if you need to take off early, no worries. But do make sure you stretch out properly. I have 2 water bottles too. All right, coming over onto, let me think, yeah, back. Started to say our back, and then I was thinking I was wrong. Knees into chest, let's just hold it here for a second and stretch it out. All right, slide those shoulder blades down the back, hands right next to your hips. Don't let shoulders climb into your ears. All right, so my left leg goes out nice and long, pointed toe. Right leg comes up. I'm gonna climb up that leg. I'm gonna pull it back toward my chest and switch. So here, something a little bit different. I don't want you to drop this leg all the way to the floor because then we have this lopsided V here, right? We wanna have a V that's properly pointing right with center toward the floor, and I have equidistance between my legs. I want you to try keeping those legs within that nice V. Up, down. Come on, I'm pulling, I'm using my abs, I'm not using my shoulders, right? That lift comes from the core. My hands just help me stabilize as I lift. 2, 1, and rest. We're gonna go all the way over for this one, just like we did in strength last week if you were in there. Okay, so I'm actually gonna grab my ball and place it right between my knees for this one. Your first option, always starting with a shorter lever, okay? Peeling off the mat so you get to that tailbone, up and down. Doesn't look like this. I have no swinging going on. I'm peeling my spine off the mat one piece at a time, rolling it back down to the mat. Option 2, take it out. All right, lift those legs up. I'm going overhead. If you have that flexibility in your spine, take it up, 2, 3, reach behind. If you want to tap the floor, you can. Take it up. I think I may hit the glass, so I'm not gonna go that far. Roll it down and back up. Peeling your spine off the mat, one piece at a time. Reach behind you with those toes. So here I have plenty of space for my lungs to expand. Roll it down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Now we're gonna add on, we're gonna get really fancy here. So roll it down, 2, bend your legs, roll it up, roll it down, bring it over. Good, feet on the floor, roll it up, take it down, yes, up and over with those feet. Okay, here's another option. You're gonna lift up, half roll up, and then you're gonna press the feet to the sky, tailbone off the mat. Come on, 2 more. We're really working the whole front side of the body here. Squeeze on that ball. Good, add that curl up if you want it. Last one. Come on, I did one without the curl up, so I added an extra. So you guys need to finish before me. Bring it down, lift it up, and stretch. Slow that breathing down. Nice work. All right, we're gonna go to a couple more exercises here, then we're gonna stretch out those abs and get some length through that spine. Arms overhead. If you have pain here, remember you start here, okay? All right, so I'm gonna lift this leg off the floor. Option is here or here, okay? And I'm gonna roll up toward my foot, peeling my spine off of the mat. This is option 1. Option 2, reach toward that foot, roll it down, drop the leg, up, lift, roll down the spine, reach overhead. Same thing with the bent knee, up and lift, roll it down. You have one more on this leg, then we're going to the last leg. Up, lift, roll it down, switch sides, hold it up, inhale, exhale, lift, roll it down. Your spine's a strand of pearls, 1 pearl at a time leaves the mat. 1 pearl at a time replaced on the mat. Up. And if you don't take time to work through your spine piece by piece, then it may feel like it's just one big chunk, and that's what we're gonna work on in these classes. And rest. Great work, stretch it out. Let me see. Yeah, okay, I have time for this one little last oblique. And then we're gonna do a couple of quick stretches. So my husband teaches right at the back end of my class, so I'm gonna hop out really fast at the end though. If you have any questions or anything, I'll catch up with you next time. All right, fingertips behind the head, elbows parallel to, or arms parallel to the floor, knees up. Option 1, we did this one before, twist. Okay, option 2, legs extended. Bigger movement. If your hamstrings are tight, no problem. Soften those knees. The longer the legs are, the more challenging this is. We want to draw shoulder blade off the mat. We're using those muscles in the side body, obliques, internal, external. Lift the shoulder blade. Elbows stay back. Do not bring it to here. 3, come on. Inhale one direction. Exhale the other. Last 2 sets. Last set. And rest. Good job, everybody. Woo. All right, let's roll over, stretch out abs. Nice work. Thank you for your patience. One of these days I'm going to have a smooth, technical problem-free workout. Slide the shoulder blades down the back, and that'll probably be after the rec center reopens. Press back, child's pose halfway or all the way down. Sit into that stretch, slow your breathing down. And we're just gonna float through that. Down, let's lift it up, press it back, just like we did in our warm-up. Bring it to here, drop those hips. You can stay high, or you can stay on forearms, nice and low. A little bit less of an intense stretch. Hold it here. Nice work. Step forward with that right foot. Reach forward, grab that outside arm. Lift up and over. It's the same arm as my rear leg. Stretching through that side body. So a lot of the exercises we did today stretched while they strengthened. But if you feel something's really tight after I jump off, please stretch that out. Hip forward. Same side arm. Up and over. Lift out of that hip. Squeeze that back glute to press the hip forward. Bring it back to center. Then one more thing, we're out of here. Feet together in the front. Sit up nice and tall. Good, on those sit bones, roll the shoulders back and down. Ear to shoulder, chin to chest. So I hope you don't feel a lot of tension here because we weren't sitting like this all the time. But as we get tired or we start concentrating on the video, it's really common for us to tense up the shoulders and neck. Nice work, cross the legs. Take a big inhale for me. Fill those lungs all the way up. Exhale, bring it down. Hands behind you to open up that chest. Last one, all the way up. Look up at those hands. Exhale, bring out those lungs. Have a blessed day today, everyone. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you next time.